Welcome to the On Deck podcast for all your baseball DFS needs with your superstar hosts, fantasy baseball experts, Casey, Bubba, and Bogman. On Deck podcast is sponsored by LineStar app, the #1 top-rated data and analytics tool for daily fantasy sports.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the On Deck MLB DFS podcast, brought to you by the wonderful people at LineStar Sports. Make sure you check them out on Twitter at LineStar App and at LineStar MLB, and download the app in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Everything you need in the palm of your hands to build your winning DFS lineups for all the sports. Like, I checked out the college football stuff for Thursday, and it was awesome. So They have all the stuff you need there. It's pretty darn amazing. And on a 14-game slate for Friday, you're going to need it. So follow me on Twitter at BDentric, and my co-host is always on Twitter at Bogman Sports. Scott Bogman, how we doing?
I'm good. I mean, my guy, Mr. Smiley, hit a bomb. So excited about that. So let's go. I mean, it's a short, weird slate tonight, and there was definitely some weirdness. I mean, Keller looked like he was unstoppable for a while, but the Cubs got to the bullpen there. So we're back on track.
Yeah, it was quite the slate. Once the Rockies and once Coors started happening, I'm like, hey, night's over. That's cool. Like I said, I'm going to make one lineup. I'm going to fade Coors and see what happens. And then, that's the way the cookie crumbles. But, it was a fun one. We got 14 games, and it's a good one. Lots of high totals, some okay pitching. Like, they're not aces, but you can make arguments for them.
I think this is one of the better pitching nights we've had in a little bit.
Yeah, it's just like no Coles, no Scherzers, like none of the big dogs really. Like, that's the only thing. So it's good guys, just not the great guys, but some really good pitching to go with some awesome bats to attack. So let's just get right into it. 14 games for you. Kicking things off with the Baltimore Orioles at the New York Yankees. John Means, Nestor Cortez Jr. Over under 9 on this one. Means 68 and 82. Cortez 69 and 63. If you need a cheap pitcher, I have no problem with Nestor Cortez in this one.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to pick through your cheap pitchers tonight, though, because there's lots of options. Like you said, not big dogs, but there are a bunch of Nestor Cortez types, and I do like him here, which kind of makes me off of Baltimore bats. Stanton 3 for 6 against Means in his career. Judge, Rizzo, LeMahieu. I'm picking out of that group for bats, but I'm with you, man. I'm in on Cortez. Yeah,
Cortez is a big one. Baltimore strikes out like 27% of the time versus lefties over the last month. So that's Cortez's specialty, getting them strikeouts. So I like Nestor quite a bit. And like a Stanton Judge Voit situation is something I really, really like. Stanton and Judge will be popular, but 14-game slate should spread it out a little bit. So I'm a fan of that one as well. Mets at the Washington Nationals. We got Big D Mountain Rich Hill going up against Sean Nolan. Over under of 9 in this game. What do you like in this one?
Nolan might be okay.
He was good in his last start.
Yeah, he's been decent, and the Mets aren't hitting, so he's another cheap option. I think I'd take Cortez over him just because Cortez is cheaper, but I think he might be in play. Zimmerman is 7 for 14 with a double and 2 bombs off of Hill. Escobar is pretty good as well. Soto, Bell. And maybe if you're not going Nolan, Conforto, Baez, Nimmo, maybe. I mean, these guys just have not been hitting.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm on Nolan. I was looking at him. His last start's good. This will be his 4th career start. They're starting to stretch him out. So maybe there's something there, and the Mets can make you look like an ace. So that's very, very true. I like Cortez better, like another punt pitcher better as well. But I get it if you're doing it. On the Washington side of it, I have no problem attacking Rich Hill. Juan Soto with a combo meal on Thursday. He just continues. Like, people think he's having a bad year. Then I see people tweet out his overall stats for like the second half and stuff. And it's like, he's the best player in baseball. We're very, very close. Like he just quietly, he did something for the second time in his career that only Ted Williams has done 6 times and everybody else has done once. And that's have an OBP over 400. Like, yeah, he's that good. But sorry, I love Juan Soto and he does not get the respect.
Gosh, man, deserves. That's your guy.
I love him. So he had the combo meal. You mentioned Zimmerman, always a great option versus a lefty. If he's not starting, switch it and Bell will. And then Lane Thomas will be leading off. He got his first home run on Thursday. He's super cheap if you need him. Otherwise, you can just pass on this game because it's 2 middling teams right now. Yeah. And we got some smash spots if you don't want to be too like. There's a different spot I'd rather be cute at if you want to get on this one. Oakland at Toronto in this one. Sean Manoa versus Alec Manoa. Over under of 9. Manoa 77 and 84. Manoa 91 and 10,000. I'm fading Manoa, but I will say with Manoa, I like him. Just a word of the wise, Oakland's bats are heating up.
Yeah, I mean the high strikeout upside has him in play just every time he's out there. Manoa, excuse me, is running out of gas. So I do like Manoa, but he is absolutely running out of gas.
Manoa, have fun with this breaking this game.
Yeah. So anyway, Sean, I'm not in on. I'll say that. But George Springer is 11 for 34 against him with a double. That's a 324 batting average. And then, like you said, some of these A's bats are heating up. If you're not going to go with Alec, Marte, Harrison, Chapman, Kemp, Marcana, and then, expensive but steady Blue Jays bats with Springer, Bichette, Vlad, and Marcus Semien. And then Dickerson, if he's in lineup, has been hitting well recently as well.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on Manoa. I think he is a fine play, a very good play. It's just that A's offense is starting to click, and they scare me a little, but that strikeout upside is tremendous. And if he is the ace people say he is, it shouldn't matter who he's facing. So I think there is upside there for sure. Toronto, man, they've been letting everybody down, but this is a great spot to smash. You mentioned Springer, Semien, Bichette and company. Vlad's swinging it a little better. It is a great spot. I got no doubts about that with you at all. Cleveland at Boston, Cal Quantrill versus Nate Eovaldi. On this one, I do not have a total for this game, surprisingly, but we have Quantrill 72 and 78, Eovaldi 98 and 91. I honestly don't mind either pitcher in this game.
Yeah, I'm with you. Quantrill quality start last time out, and that was against Boston, and he's cheap at 7,200, so he's in play. Eovaldi with the high K upside also in play, so I'm pretty much avoiding bats, and I'm okay on either side of pitching here.
Yeah, that's kind of where I stand on this one as well. I like Quantrill as a cheap play. I still like Cortez a little better, but I do like the Quantrill upside. And Eovaldi, tournaments only. I wouldn't do him in cash, but he brings some serious appeal, especially on FanDuel at 91. That's a nice little discount for a potential ace who's been much better at Fenway this year than on the road. Detroit at Cincinnati in this matchup. We got a Tyler Alexander, Vladimir Gutierrez, over under 9.5. Great American Small Park. I will say Gutierrez is 85 and 87. Scuffled his last couple before he was outstanding. I don't know if I can do it, though.
I get, I would say he's a pretty good secondary option, but he is one of the more expensive one of those secondary options. But Detroit strikes out a lot. So, but their bats have been heating up. Harold Castro went yard today. Derek Hill's been pretty good. Akil Baddoo seems to be coming back around. Candelario went yard again. So I get it if you're not in on Gutierrez. I mean, Castellanos is going to be the most popular guy here. Naquin been pretty good too. And Suarez is actually hitting for decent average over the last week. So probably mainly Reds bats, but there's some you can pick and choose some Tigers bats here too.
Yeah, this is my get cute spot. Detroit's in play for me because earlier this year they're swinging it well. I wrote them out, and they kind of scuffled a bit, and now they're hitting again. And Gutierrez, if he's on, so be it. But when he's off, tons of pitch to contact. We're in Great American Small Park. This is the kind of angle, like, if I'm going to get cute, the Stars just need like one more to make it a perfect alignment. So I like this a lot. You can mention Baddoo starting to get healthier and heating up again. Went deep on Thursday. Grossman is on fire right now. Candelario went deep again on Thursday. You don't have to go full stack, but even that 3-man stack would make me happy. But you can mix and match. You mentioned Hill. There's other guys in that lineup too, but I like some Detroit exposure in Great American Small Park. Minnesota at Tampa Bay. We got Dobnak, the good old Uber driver, going up against Michael Wacha in this one. Over under of 9. What bats do you like?
Yeah, thank you. Not a lot either. This game is kind of a fade overall to me, but if I am picking bats, it's going to be out of Donaldson, Kepler, Sano, Rosarena, Franco, Meadows, Wendell. That's it.
Yeah, it's a weird one because I don't want either pitcher. It's just Minnesota let everybody down recently, but I still believe in Donaldson and Sano and Polanco. Like, they're so cheap still. Buxton's $3,400 on DK, like, so darn cheap, and they got to get it going eventually, you think. And then on the flip side, Tampa Bay, like a Rosarena, Franco left Thursday's game. I didn't see exactly what it was or how bad it is, but it was after his on-base streak extended, so that's good. But he's in play. Brandon Lau versus a bad righty's always in play. Kiermaier's a good value. I do like both these offenses, but I'm also kind of in agreement with you. It's like, do I really want to stack these guys, though? It's not the best of feelings. So we'll see how this one plays out. But I do like some GPP angles in this one, that's for sure.
It was a headache, by the way. So
okay, well then maybe we're good. That's
it's not a migraine. He should be okay for tomorrow.
Good. So like that'd be a great play. Like if I have to pick one side, it's the Tampa side. Let's put it that way, because Dobnak, like we've seen Walk at least pitch well. All right, Philadelphia at Miami on this one. We have Kyle Gibson, Jesus Luzardo. Over under 7.5. Gibson has been really good of late. The ground ball rate is outstanding right now. He's 81 on DK, 94 on FanDuel. Luzardo coming off his best start maybe of his career, it feels like. He's 75 and 72. I can't trust Luzardo. Don't mind me some Kyle Gibson, though.
Yeah, I'm kind of the opposite. I just, Gibson just doesn't have enough K upside. He's been great all year, but at that price, I'm gonna find somebody different. Luzardo, I mean, he's risky, but he was good last time out, and he's cheap. So I think I'd rather play the Luzardo side. But I think, you being in on one side of pitching, me being in on the other means probably not much to love for bats here.
I'll probably just sit this one out. Yeah, no, it's like at first when I was looking about an hour ago, it still had Thompson pitching, but I saw the announcement earlier in the day that they're moving him to the bullpen, so I was surprised by that. Luzardo makes much more sense here. And with Luzardo, yeah, it's like McCutcheon's cheap and heating up. You got Segura, you got a couple pieces, and if Luzardo's off again like he's been before, it's a beautiful situation. Do you want to take that risk? 14-game slate, you might not need to. And then I'm not targeting Miami against Gibson. Just not. I'm with you there. Chicago White Sox at the Kansas City Royals. We got Dallas Keuchel going up against Bubich. No total on this one. Keuchel, Bubich, both. Yeah. What bats do you want?
I thought you were in on Bubich over the last couple days.
I was in on the short slate on Thursday if he was getting the spot start. Not on this one. Not against the Chicago White Sox. That was the Indians. Different team.
Yes. Okay. Just making sure. Look, there's some PVB here too. Taylor 3 for 10 against Keuchel with a double, 7 for 23 for Whit with 2 doubles, and 3 for 6 for Andrew Vaughn with a bomb against Bubich. Grandal has been white hot. Luis Robert, Jose Abreu, Lurie Garcia, Salvi, Nicky Lopez, and Adalberto Mondesi with that combo meal the other day. So those are the bats that I like here.
It's not that I don't already think about you all the time, but I have to mention whenever I say Whit Merrifield now, I always have to say it like that. I'm just like, God, Bogman. But all the
I've
time.
I've accepted your brain.
Yes, it's
Whit.
always there. It's like, not to mention all the stuff on Instagram you send me, Whit Merrifield. It's always in my life. But yeah, for 2 things, Keuchel's been garbage, absolutely garbage. So Whit, Salvi, I like the Michael A. Taylor value. Hit 5th versus a lefty earlier this week, so they might have him back towards the top of the order. Then you got Lopez swinging it well and stuff. So I like some Kansas City. Could be really good on this one. And I love the White Sox. They are really hitting it well. Bubich, she's shown signs of being good, but, Lubob, Abreu, Eloy, Vaughn versus a lefty. There's a lot to like when it comes to the White Sox. This could be a weird game stack, to be honest. It really could be.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think about it at first, but both sides are very appealing on this one, and both bullpens haven't been overwhelming of late. So it could be a sneaky, sneaky game stack, to say the least. St. Louis at the Milwaukee Brewers on this one. You got Adam Wainwright, Freddie Peralta coming off the IL, over under 7.5. Waino's 10K on DK, 96 on FanDuel. Peralta 93 on 10-2. Waino's been really good. At Milwaukee's a little scary. And the one thing I'll say about Peralta before I hand it off, I think they're going to baby him. So I'm kind of worried there.
Yeah, and he's expensive. So, I mean, Waino, you can go back to, he's just been unstoppable. So I don't know what elixir he's taking, maybe, or shooting. I don't know what it is, but he has found the time machine. So you can be back in on him. There is some PVB against him here. Colton Wong, 2 for 5 with 2 doubles, 7 for 22 for Yelich with 2 doubles as well, 6 for 10 for Goldie against Peralta with 2 homers and 2 doubles. Tommy Edman has been white hot, and Mundo Sosa has been good. Arenado, Carlson, O'Neill have all been solid too, and then Kane and Peterson on the Milwaukee side. So I'm mainly picking out of bats, but I understand if you want to roll out Wainwright because he's been seemingly unstoppable.
Yeah, Waino's one of those ones, like, he's expensive. So I'm kind of like, yeah, maybe. He's been great. It's just at Milwaukee. So if you want to do it in a tournament, you probably come in super low owned. So I get it. I don't really want any bats here. I really don't. I like both these pitchers. I respect the Milwaukee bullpen if Peralta doesn't go deep. So, yeah, this one I'll kind of just lay off on as well.
I mean, Goldie owns Peralta, and he's hot. So,
well, if you want to go there.
Let's not ignore Goldie.
Let's say I'm not going to stack this game. Let's put it that way.
Okay, there you go.
So, if you want to Goldie it, he is in fuego right now, and Bogman has a poster of him above his bed. So
that's right.
Yes. Atlanta at Colorado in this one. We have Coors Field Delight, Oscar Yanoa, Antonio Sensatella, over under 12. What bats do you like? 12. And
No,
I respect Yanoa, but yeah, it's 12.
I like Sensatella. He's got 4 quality starts in a row, and he's been a little bit better at home, and he's cheap. So, and the Braves aren't peaking right now either or anything. So Sensatella is a nice cheap option. Obviously contrarian tournament play. I'm not going to play him in cash, but I do kind of like him here. If you're not going with him, then Soler, Rosario, Riley, Freeman, obviously always in play. CJ Cron, Trevor Story, Connor Joe have been hitting for Colorado, but I kind of like Sensatella a little bit.
I get it. Like, it's a sneaky play. He's pitched well. I'm not saying it's bad because he has pitched well there. I think I just respect the Braves offense enough to be like, yeah, I'm good. But I get
That's
it.
fair.
I get it. If I'm going against it, though, Soler's still way too cheap. He went deep on Thursday. You got Duvall.
All hit a 477-foot bomb tonight.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, those guys are too cheap to me. Like, Freeman and Riley are priced appropriately, even Swanson. But Duvall and Soler are too cheap. On the flip side, you could go Connor Joe, still too cheap. Blackman hit a grand slam. Game stacks in full effect if you want. Like, I love Yanoa, huge Yanoa fan. It's just, I don't think first time in Coors Field type stuff, it doesn't bode too well. All right, Texas at the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Ohtani's wrist is apparently finally okay. He's going to take the start against Glenn Otto, over under of 8. Otto's 5K and 67. Ohtani 87 and 10-8. I love both pitchers. Otto is my punt I'll have everywhere on Friday.
So passive aggressive. You're like, oh, now that the Yankees are out of town, Ohtani's wrist is fine.
Yeah, you like how that worked all of a sudden. It's like, he's healthy again.
I get it. I mean, Ohtani's probably the best option.
MVP, got to keep that going.
Probably the best option. So obviously in on him, especially on DK at 8,700. IKF is 3 for 9 against him with a double. Nathaniel Lowe, 2 for 5 with a double and a homer against Ohtani. But for me, it's Ohtani, and I don't want much else here.
Yeah, I'm on both pitchers. I love Otto. Big strikeout stuff, kind of correlated with what he did in the minors. Don't expect him to throw 5 shutout innings again, but I could see 5 with like 3 runs and 6 Ks, and I'll be totally fine with that with 5K. The Angels are striking out nearly 28% of the time versus righties in the last month, which I think would surprise a lot of people. Their offense is just bad right now, like really, really bad. So I think Otto's in play. Ohtani's definitely in play too. So this is a game where I've been all over Nathaniel and DJ Peters and Solak. Solak and Peters still stupid cheap. I just think I'm going to just take the pitching and then move right along in this game. 3 more games to go for you on a 14-game Friday. Before you get to that, make sure you give a rating and review on iTunes. We would truly, truly appreciate it. 5-star constructive criticism. You guys know the drill by now. Also, check out the LineStar YouTube channel. You will not regret it. Give the old subscribe, the thumbs up. Really good stuff over there. You got a lot of content coming your way. Baseball rest of the year. We've had all season here. And then you obviously get all the pre-snap stuff. We just recorded a live draft, a live NFFC line draft. That was a blast. And get you ready for the draft weekend. And also we got a preview, picks show, futures show, all that kind of stuff. So come join us over there at the LineStar YouTube channel. All right, Seattle at Arizona in this one. No total, as it's Anderson versus Bumgarner. Anderson's 8K and 74, Bum 86 and 88. This might be what gets Bumgarner back on track.
Yeah, it could be, but I'm going to say I think there's just better options in both these guys. They're both decent, and I don't hate playing either one of them, but I'm just probably going to pass on both of them. PVB here against Anderson. Ketel Marte, 9 for 17, 4 doubles and 2 homers. Nick Ahmed, 9 for 23, 2 doubles and 2 homers. Don't see him with a good batting average against most pitchers. And then Peralta, Walker, Pavin have been hot. No real hot bats like you mentioned for Seattle. Seager can always go yard, Toro, France, but not much to pick out of for Seattle.
Yeah, lots of strikeouts versus left-handed pitching for Seattle. Like, if you want to target Bumgarner, it's with France and Toro and Seager for sure. I think Bumgarner's an intriguing play. I think a lot of people stay off of him for his recent performances. You might have an upper-tier pitcher getting some discounted for you there. So, like, that's interesting. And I like Arizona as a kind of sneakier stack. You mentioned Marte. Ahmed's been leading off versus lefties. Carson Kelly destroys left-handed pitching. He's expensive, but destroys left-handed pitching. Christian Walker swinging it well. You can get some nice Arizona exposure, I think, on this one, that virtually unowned. So it's got a nice little angle to it tonight. Los Angeles Dodgers at the San Francisco Giants. Price versus Disco. Price is 73 and 68. Disco's 82 and 81. Dodgers own Disco, Boggs.
Yeah. Bats. All bats. I mean, on the Dodgers side, Will Smith 6 for 10 with triple and 2 bombs. 3 for 6 for Seager with a bomb. 5 for 16 for Muncy with 2 bombs. 7 for 18 for Pollock. 9 for 30 for Turner. I mean, like you said, they own Disco. Posey's 3 for 7 against Price with a homer. 7 for 18 for Kirk Casale with 3 homers. 3 for 9 for Crawford with a double. And then Bryant has been hitting. Your boy Belt has been hitting. So it's all about the bats in this game. Stack either side.
I guarantee you could have put $100 online and given me 5 guesses. I wouldn't have guessed Kirk Casale is the one that owns David Price. That's just going to be right out the gate on that one. I do like the Posey call, but Will Smith's one of my favorite catch. Like, I think Carson Kelly's a sneaky catcher, but he's super expensive. At least Will Smith's kind of like not cheap but not expensive. He's right in that wheelhouse price range. He's crushing it to begin with, plus that ownership of Disco. I think it's very, very intriguing. But yeah, the Dodgers are fully in play in this one, which really pains me because they're going into this 3-game series both tied for the division. It's going to be a fun weekend in San Francisco. I expect the Dodgers to leave with the lead, but that's what
have a little
faith,
going. Bub. Come on.
The pitching's rough right now. When Gabe Kapler comes out and says, when the question during the media after Thursday's win, what's the starting rotation look like this weekend because of all the injuries? So I wouldn't really say it's going to be a rotation.
Oh,
so
what kind of answer is that?
Basically, we're going bullpen is what it sounds like, and I'm
nonsense.
Not excited about that at all. So, yes, back to this. Bats. Chris Bryant is in fuego right now, so keep that in mind. Houston at San Diego. They saved the best for last, Bogman. The absolute best for last. We have Jose Urquidy coming off the IL. Don't know how long he's going to go, which I love him, but I just don't know how long. Against my boy, our stacking boy, our Pinata, Jake Arrieta. Over-under of 9. Urquidy's 84 and 9K. I will say this much. Keep a close ear on news on Friday. If he is restriction-free, he's a great play. I just think he's going to be restricted. So that's the concern. I want all of the Houston bats in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Brantley is 4 for 8 against him, 5 for 14 with a double for Diaz, and then Tucker, Alvarez, Correa, Myers, Bregman, Gurriel. They've all been hot. So just give me some Astros bats. You're right.
Yeah, all the Astros. Jordan's expensive. He's worth every penny. Tucker's cheap. You got like the Tucker, Myers, Maldonado, a little cheap back end. Astros action is fine. Otherwise, the big dogs. I think Correa's even in play. Bregman. Yeah, get your Houston on. Great stack outside of Coors Field. All right, recapping things real quick. Boggs, who is your pitchers for tonight?
My pitchers are going to be just the main guys are Ohtani, Manoa, Eovaldi, Wainwright, and then tons of secondary options. My favorites here are probably Quantrill, Gutierrez, Luzardo, but Cortez, Otto, and Nolan I think are all in play as well.
Yeah, Ohtani, Manoa, Eovaldi, and I got Gibson. Like I'm big on Gibson. Maybe I'm foolish on this one, but I like Gibson a lot tonight. And then down below that, Mad Bum. If Urquidy's good to go, he's in the top tier. I'm just going to clarify that again. He's too good at that price point. But Mad Bum, Cortez, and I love me some Otto. Quantrill's interesting too, I'll say, but love me some Otto on this slate. Lots of places to stack. Boggs. Where are we stacking tonight?
I mean, San Francisco and LA, probably the best one. Cincinnati against Detroit, I would say, is second for me. Then I think you can go with some stacks. Toronto's always expensive against Oakland, maybe. Washington against the Mets, Yankees against Baltimore, and maybe KC against Keuchel.
Yep, Yankees for sure. Toronto's intriguing. Love Detroit and Cincinnati, especially that Detroit sneakier side of things there. You mentioned the White Sox-Kansas City game. Looks very, very juicy. Obviously, have Coors Field. That's always in play. And then Houston. Give me all the Houston Astros. With that being said, Bogman, I always told the people at the beginning of every single show to follow LineStar on Twitter at LineStar App and at LineStar MLB because they tweet out great stuff, home runs, lineups, news, and the home run calls of the day from yourself, myself, and Ryan Humphreys. Bogman's guy went deep, Mr. Smiley, on Thursday as he mentioned earlier. So whoever had Bogman's guy got some free swag. How do you get the free swag, you ask? You retweet the tweet. 3 lucky retweeters get paired up with each one of us. And if our guy goes deep, you win some free swag. So, Bogman, let's finish out the weekend with a week with a bang. Who's your pick for Friday, September 3rd?
I love gold. Give me my boy Paul Goldschmidt just because Bubba doubted him.
Now, easy. Goldie, go get some Goldie. That's fine. I'm all about that life. But give me Jordan Alvarez. Jordan Alvarez versus Jake Arrieta. That's going to be a big, big man hitting a big fly off a guy that should not be pitching anymore. So that's going to be a lot of fun on that one. It's going to be a fun Friday 14-game slate. College football's in full force, so if you can tell Bogman's excited, that's why. Big Friday of football, full Saturday of football. It's going to be a wild weekend of Bogman's life. And you know what you guys can do? Check out the LineStar app. A lot of good stuff there to get you through that, get you through UFC, get you through baseball, get you through everything in the coming weeks. So go download that in your app store, Google Play Store, Apple App Store. Follow Bogman on Twitter at Bogman Sports. I'm at BDentric. You guys have a great weekend. We'll be back with you guys on Monday.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to the LineStar app On Deck podcast. Download LineStar app from the App Store or go to linestarapp.com for all your DFS baseball needs. If you love the On Deck podcast, support KC, Bubba, and Bogman by rating and subscribing. Good luck.